The sleuth kept pushing Salkan. How much time in front of a screen is too much? The sleuth told him about a school he'd visited where high school students were spending 4 or more hours every day in front of screens. Is that too much?
So these students are like 4 hours. They are like on a computer. Yeah, I don't want to judge anyone without having observed what they're doing and the particular use case of how they're doing it and why they're doing it. At a first, just at a superficial level, not knowing more about what they're doing, I would want more time for students to kind of interact with each other. But look, if those 4 hours are, once again, 4 hours feels extreme to me, but it depends what age they are. So I could imagine if you're kindergarten, first grade, and I'm not backing this with data. This is me going off of gut here. But kindergarten, first grade, if you do half an hour a day, it's a little bit of self-paced. At most an hour a day, maybe across multiple subjects. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. The rest of it should be socialization, motor skills, outside. I mean, for me, it's all about outside running. You need more of that. And there's a lot of research that backs that up, that gets your blood flowing and all sorts of good things happening. As you get into middle school, high school, where you have more attention span, a lot of your other things have been developed. As long as you do get outside time, as long as you do get time to interact with your peers, online time might not be bad as long as it's productive online time. So like, for example, if there's a student, it's analogous to reading. If a student is going deep and writing a computer program, when I was in high school and I discovered computer programming, there were weekends where I sat hacking on things the whole weekend. And I probably should have gone outside more, but those were great experiences. I mean, I was creating. That was analogous to, if a painter's in front of their canvas for 8 hours straight and they're creating, that could be a healthy thing. But if someone is just passively, looking at social networking, or they're just, kind of passive, then it doesn't matter what utility they're using. That's a negative thing.
What if it's doing math problems and, getting one right and then moving up?
I couldn't do 4 hours of math problems a day. That seems a little bit too much for my, whenever I tell people, I think, if we just focus on the math part, I mean, you could think about for other subjects as well, but if we're just talking about math, I think half an hour of like real problem solving, like where you're really engaged, is actually a lot. If you're really on task, if an hour is an incredible amount. I mean, if we all remember, if it's to sit and listen to someone else do math for an hour, yeah, you can the hard part is appearing engaged. But if you take a math test, or if you do problems that are pushing you for an hour, at the end of that, you're tired. You need to go outside. You need to throw the Frisbee around. So yeah, I would not recommend more than, if you're doing half an hour a day of real active problem solving, go do something else.